Today is Sunday, April the 2nd, 2017. Well, who knows anymore? I can't call it, but I digress. But whatever today is, I want to talk about how Donald Trump would not have won the election if it was not for YouTube. Now, of course, this is coming on the heels of this whole YouTube controversy, the strike that's going on right now from the advertisers. And before I get into my spiel, I think that this strike will last for a little while, but it'll be over soon. So I'm not really concerned about it. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. But back to the actual topic, I think that he would have not won the election if it was not for YouTube. Because think about it. Let's just go back to 2015, 2016 during the campaign. Look at how many people on the left had control of the media. Look at how all the media was pretty much in the bag for one Miss Hillary Rodham Clinton. Every story that came out was pro-Hillary. It was anti-Trump. All these so-called polls that came out said that Trump had no way of being able to win. It was 98% chance that Hillary would win. Even on Fox News, they would talk about how Trump is behind in the polls. It was like 45 to 55 in favor of Hillary. All these negative numbers that ruled against Donald Trump. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, how can this be? The feeling I'm getting on the streets, the feeling I'm getting on these internets is totally different. How is this possible? Now, they may have been able to shape the direction of the race, the mainstream media that is, or as I like to call them now, the lamestream media. They may have been able to do that if it was not for alternative media. Alternative media at this point has usurped the mainstream media. And I think that is the whole conflict here that's going on with YouTube and the advertisers and the creators. These shameful heathens at Wall Street Journal, Jack Nicklaus or whatever his name is, people like that, trying to make a name for himself, trying to get a Pulitzer Prize or something. Maybe he'll get a Pulitzer Prize in fiction, but let's move on from that. People like this and this dying format that is the mainstream media, they are trying to do whatever they can to become relevant again, or to stay relevant if they are right now, because they understand what is happening to them. They're being taken over by guys like myself. I mean, think about it. If you're a guy that went to school for a million years, you come home, you're 29 years old, you get your first job ever, and you're at the Wall Street Journal, you feel like you know, Big Willie, you have all these credentials, you feel like you're the best guy in the world for being able to get to where you are. You live in New York, making about 60 grand a year, you're on top. And all of a sudden, here comes a guy from the street, basically, and is able to get more attention than you. He's able to have more of an impact than you. He's able to have more of a following than you. And he does not have that college debt on his head. He does not have a lifelong goal or a plan to become what you spent your whole life trying to become. And you know that your time is going to come to an end pretty soon. You're going to be upset. And that's kind of the whole story with the entire mainstream, lamestream media. The CEOs, the executives, all the way down to the grunt, trying to make his way to the top, which you never get there because his format is dying. And on top of that, your effort that you all coordinated on trying to get Hillary Clinton in office failed miserably. And the reason why it failed is because of that guy that you really resent, the guy that you hate, me, and other YouTubers that were able to come on YouTube and get videos that got 2 million views, 1 million views, 100 million views. People that were in favor of Trump, even if you were not in favor of Trump, people that were in favor of Bernie Sanders, people that were just simply against Hillary and were kind of agnostic towards the whole situation about voting. It just did not like Hillary. And then you had people like Dinesh D'Souza releasing movies. Hillary's America. Would he have been able to release that movie if it was not for the promotional power of social media? Donald Trump himself used social media to the best way I've ever seen. You know, granted, social media is very young at this point when you're talking about presidential elections and elections in general, but he did it so well that he did not have to have nearly as much money as Hillary Clinton did for the campaign, because let's not forget, Hillary Clinton had right around 1.2 to 1.3 billion dollars. That's a billion would it be for this campaign. Donald Trump had it right around 750 million. So 750 million versus 1.2 to 1.3 billion. And the guy with almost half the amount of money actually won the race pretty convincingly. It was not necessarily a blowout, but in my mind it was, because you had so many people that said throughout the whole campaign on up until the day he won that he would not win. And the media is still not done. They're still looking at wounds from that. They're still upset from that. Hillary Clinton is still upset from that. You're seeing Hillary Clinton still going and doing speaking engagements. But in my mind, I'm like, why are you doing speaking engagements? Who cares what you have to say? You lost. But this is a continual thing. They're not going to stop right now because they know if they don't do anything right now, the mainstream media's format is going to come to an end. The Democratic Party is going to come to an end because think about it. Who's going to be the person that succeeds Barack Obama? I mean, really, who's going to succeed Barack Obama? Who? Cory Booker, the crazy looking drug addict looking dude? Is that going to be the guy to succeed Barack Obama? Hillary Clinton is in failing health. She can't run again in 4 years. And she's already 70 years old. So she might not even make it in proper condition by the time the next campaign comes around. Who are they going to put in there? Bernie Sanders? He's 74 years old right now. They're still trying to trot him out there. And what are they going to do when it come election time in 2020? Do like a weekend at Bernie's, like a puppet or something like that? Just hold him by his arms and try to parade him around? That's not going to work. So they are thinking, well, since we can't actually beat them in an election, since we don't have anybody that's actually going to be able to win, let's take control of the narrative. We had control of the mainstream media and we did all we could, but it was a failing effort. So what we're going to do now is just remove the right from the alternative media. We're going to remove alternative media altogether. I think that is part of this whole conspiracy with the advertisers. The Wall Street Journal, I think they're trying to do it for their own benefit. That guy just trying to make a story. That's the kind of person that will burn the whole world down if he can get $1 out of the deal. Somebody came to him and said, you know what, if you just destroy the planet, we'll give you $1. It's like, okay, cool, deal. Guys like that, just, I don't know, man. Mental illness, I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe they feel like they have to be a soldier for the left, a soldier for the Democratic Party like the KKK was. Maybe he's like that. Maybe he does not want to see young people trying to make it on YouTube. Maybe he does not want to see people that are trying to get into a different economy and create jobs for themselves. Maybe he does not want to see us be successful. I don't know, but I'm not really worried about that guy. I'm not worried about the Wall Street Journal. I'm not worried about anything. All I'm doing right now was weathering the storm because this shall pass. It shall pass. Their efforts for PewDiePie to annihilate him have failed. He's still going to be who he is. He's still going to be the top guy on YouTube, and he's still going to be the top guy regardless of where he goes, because the truth is PewDiePie is worth more to YouTube than YouTube is to him at this point in his career, in my humble opinion. Because think about it. PewDiePie could go and start his own website, kind of like what World Star Hip Hop did. And rest in peace to Q, the creator, the founder of World Star Hip Hop. Did you know that World Star was getting 30 million unique views per month? 30 million. So imagine if a guy like PewDiePie, who has worldwide appeal, and definitely he multilingual, is a European guy living in Europe who has fans all over the planet in multiple languages. Imagine if a guy like that says, you know what? Okay, YouTube, I'm done. I'm going to just, buy my own servers and start my own website. He might make less money, maybe. I'm not quite sure if he will or if he wouldn't. But at the end of the day, he would still be able to survive on his own and still be rich. You see, YouTube would end up losing more money because of that. Now, I don't think YouTube really wants to be in a situation. What I think what they want to do is try to just not hemorrhage a bunch of money. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to us, the content creators, to say, you know what? Without us, Donald Trump wouldn't have won. Without us, YouTube wouldn't be able to be popular. And that's pretty much all I got. So I kind of got off on a little rant there about YouTube and the whole situation. I'm not worried about that. But as far as Donald Trump is concerned, if they are successful and demonetizing certain videos that are controversial, they're going to just not stop there. They're going to just continue to go. Because think about it. They've had so many failures since this election has started. They try over and over and over and over again to come against Trump, to tarnish his name, the whole Russian hookers, the Russian dossier, the Russia connection, the Boris and Natasha, Ivan Drago, if he dies, he dies. That whole crazy narrative, preying upon people's old deep-seated feelings about Russia from movies and stuff like that. You try to say that he is tax cheat. You try to say that he's a con artist with Trump University and Trump stakes, etc., etc. He's a failure because he had bankruptcies, all this, that, and the third. None of that worked. So now if they say that we got an inroad here, that we're able to get a victory here, cool. Now it's time to capitalize and do more and more. So I think that when they see people like myself and many others say, you know what, no more. We know who you are. And really all they're doing, as I close here, all the Wall Street Journal is doing is just making themselves be less likable. You understand what I'm saying? Because the whole thing here is going on with Donald Trump winning and YouTube and social media being a big cause of it. A lot of it was a revolt against the so-called mainstream media. And things like this, what they're doing with the Wall Street Journal, do not help. It just really intensifies it. So if they're trying to help their cause, if they're trying to stay alive, it's definitely not working. If they're trying to go against Trump, if they're trying to make a victory here, that's not going to work either, because at the end of the day, if you are able to successfully eliminate social media and the right from social media, which won't happen, but if they were, you still got to be able to be credible yourself. You can't just say, you know what, all right, we're going to eliminate the competition and then therefore we'll be the only ones left so everybody can listen to us. No. We used to remember what you did. We used to know what you did. See, the cat's out the bag now. So YouTube, you can attack that and it may hurt people for a while, but at the end of the day, the truth is going to rise because we've already know what it is. It's too many red pills floating out there for there not to be people that understand what's going on, sans the mainstream media. So that's all I got. That's just pretty much a bit of a rant right there. I say shout out to the mainstream media for letting us know who you are. Shout out to y'all for really helping Donald Trump win. It was so much bias, so much disgust towards mainstream media that really helped alternative media rise. People like myself and many other YouTubers, we're going to continue to do what we do. People from all walks of life, we're not going to be afraid to be out there in public. You cannot silence our voices. You can't have these crazy liberal leftist stations that do not include my voice. I'll be able to get my own voice out there, and what you're going to do about it. So what do you think? Do you think that the Wall Street Journal is in cahoots and they're colluding with other mainstream media outlets to try and make the right on YouTube disappear, to make any harmful opinions, to make any so-called racist rhetoric disappear from YouTube? Now, we know what racist rhetoric could be. It could simply be just having a picture of a racial slur, even if the racial slur is not said, and even if it's speaking against the racial slur, as was the case with the PewDiePie videos where he was speaking against the Nazis, right? Or do you think that the Wall Street Journal, the liberal media, the lamestream media, I don't want to get anybody triggered for this question, the mainstream media, do you think they were doing the right thing to try and destroy PewDiePie, a lovable, fun guy who just makes, entertaining videos mostly for kids? Do you think they were right to do that? Do you think that Donald Trump, do you think that YouTube was not one of the main reasons why Donald Trump won? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.